It's easy to forget the smallest details of your series, so keep them straight with a series Bible. Hi, fellow happy writers. My name is Vivien Reis, and I want to help you write, publish, and market your novel. Really quick, this is scheduled to go up on March 6th, which is my baby's due date. I'm pre-recording this so I don't just drop off the face of the earth on YouTube once my baby comes, but holy cow, I may be a mom by the time this video comes up. Today we're talking about your series Bible, so let's jump in really quick with what a series Bible is and why you should use one before we get into how to make one. A series Bible is a notebook or a folder, either physical or digital, where you keep all of your novel's pertinent information so everything is consistent throughout your entire series. This is where you note your character's eye color so it doesn't randomly change in the first book without you knowing it. You may think there's no way you're going to forget details like this, but trust me, you will. There is plenty you'll forget by the time you start your next novel, especially if you jump to a different series in the meantime. Even if you're a pantser, meaning you don't write with an outline, you should definitely create a series Bible once you're done with your novel so you can quickly refer to it while pantsing your next novel. All right, let's find out how to make one of these bad boys. I don't have a pretty folder to show you anymore of my series Bible, as mine is now digital. I keep everything in Google Docs, which you all know I love and I swear by, mainly because I can access it anywhere and everywhere. So how do you make a series Bible? Number one, first tip is a general one here. If you've already written your novel and you don't have a series Bible, go through your first novel and note every consistency detail, like read the whole thing. This is a great starting point and is perfect for verifying what information actually made it into your story and what information you might have changed on the fly because this happens. For example, I changed my cow's name in my novella in the editing phase, but I didn't note that anywhere and ended up calling it the original name later on in the story. This does mean you need to read your novel again. You can skim it. You've probably already read it 1,000 times at this point, but trust me, it helps tremendously when you're writing the sequel, when you can just quickly flip through your Bible. It's like a little, what were those called? Cliff notes. And you don't have to find the page in your book where you randomly mention someone's car color. Comment down below if you've ever considered using a series Bible, or if you're already using one, drop a tip down below for everyone else. Use the hashtag HappyWriter in the next 24 hours to be entered to win an author website audit. The lucky winner will be chosen tomorrow, March 7th. I might have a baby by then. I just can't get over that. Number two, character profile sheets. If you don't have them, find one online that you like and just make one for all of your characters. This needs to have the basics, but also the tiny items that might come up later. Is your character's hair long or is it short? Do they have multiple flaws that may come up later in your series, but are only mentioned in the first book? Do they have an accent that only comes out when they're angry that you need to remember? Creating character profile sheets for each of your characters, regardless of how important a character is, can help you tremendously. Your character sheets will vary in length, obviously, for those characters who only have minor roles. You may only have a little bit for them, and you may not have much information to include. That is okay, but still include it in case you need it later. You never know. Number three, your world building worksheets. Just like your character profile sheets, you want consistency with your world, especially if you're creating your own setting. You need to note town names, the climate, seasons, what type of plants, because that may come up later. If you're writing a non-fantasy or science fiction novel, but you're still making up your own city, what shops do your characters frequent? What is the general layout of this city? Include diagrams and pictures to help you capture the essence of your world. Number four, a timeline. This is especially helpful if your story jumps chronologically or if it takes place over a long period of time. You need to keep things straight. If you don't get it right, readers will let you know. Timelines are a great thing to create at any point in the writing process. So if you're a pantser, jump in and create a timeline after your first draft or at any time, second, third draft, whatever. As with everything else, this is to ensure you don't make any consistency mistakes. that the readers will just bite your head off for. Tiny things slip through the cracks, even for the best of editors, but they'll stick out in the minds of readers when it comes time to review your novel. Your timeline may be more than just what happens in your novel. You may also have character timelines for events that happened outside of when your novel takes place, but they'll come up later, so maybe like character history pieces. Or world-building historical events are also a great thing to include in your master timeline. Number 5, style. Do you say mom or my mom when writing from your main character's point of view? Do you use certain fonts or writing styles to depict a character's thoughts? You may have a writing style for only one character that you want to stay consistent with. Have a document where you note all of these little tiny things. Number 6, glossary. My debut had a stone with a specific name that I could never remember. Into the Bible it went. These are the random things that make you pause while writing your next book, especially if it's something that you made up because you want to get it right. A word or idea or magic spell that you want to make a quick note of, just the name of it maybe, without flipping through your world building worksheets to find. This is also great for pronunciation of your fictional language or your cities or, anything like that, I guess, that you want to include in your novels. Number 7, include your research. A lot of writers that enjoy the research phase will over-research, meaning they won't include half of what they find, but it's helpful to keep track of all of this. If in a later book you find a place to squeeze in one of those fun details that you found years ago, you'll have it for reference. It's also helpful for things that you do include in your novel, as you may need to remind yourself of the full story or the meaning behind whatever you've included. Number 8, include your outlines. For each book you write, include the outline you created for that novel. If you don't outline, try to create a beat sheet or list of major plot points after you finish your novel, so in the future, you won't have to flip through the entire book to find a minor plot detail. This also comes in handy if you ended up changing something that you'd planned in your novel forever. The ending to my debut was drastically changed, but I forget this all the time because originally it was going to be one way for years. So when it came time to outline for the sequel, I nearly planned my outline for a totally different story. Quick reference outlines can help keep straight anything you may or may not have revealed to the reader. All right, one last note on creating a series Bible here. Should you go physical or digital? I had a physical copy of my series Bible, like I said, but I ended up making a lot of pen and ink changes and additions as I went along. It ended up not looking so nice. It wasn't as organized. So I just transitioned to using a digital Bible that I could change easily and I could add to easily. I can change the formatting or the structure or the layout if I want to, and I don't have to reprint an entire section if I do this. While some may not like the fact that you can't really flip through your notes like you could with a physical binder, I like that I can Control F everything. It's really helpful. All right, that's all I have for you today. I hope you found this content helpful. Remember to comment down below with the hashtag #HappyWriter to be entered for an author website audit. Winner will be chosen tomorrow, March 7th. If you want to know if I have my baby or not, maybe go check Instagram. You can also check out my brand new program, Dreamer to Doer. This course is all about the first steps of finishing and publishing your novel, making the time and having the focus and motivation to write your book. The link to the product page is down below, as well as in the iCards. I'll see you next week when I'll be going over marketing yourself and your novel. This is a highly requested topic. So until then, happy writing.